Well, I come back to Washington after leaving Texas, and we have sunshine and some clouds. Rained pretty good. I had my lawn all mowed. Well, I think I have to come out and mow it again. My cherry tree is just starting to bud out. These things are coming up all over the place. I do believe are onions. I stirred the ground up. Next thing I know, that's what I have all over the place here. My peach tree here, it's trying to bloom, but I think the rain's pretty much beat it up, but it is alive. I don't remember if this is an apricot or what, but it's growing and it does have some blooms on it. This here's my pawpaw, and I'm not sure what it's going to do yet. I guess it's getting ready to do something there maybe, but it is a little bit early here. And of course, yeah, we have bluebells. That tells you spring's here, I guess. I don't have my list, but this one here is also blooming and has more buds coming up. This is my pear apple, or the Fuji. I didn't take the tag off it yet. It's full of blooms, so I don't doubt I'll be getting some pear apples off of it. And those weed-looking things, they turned out to be daffodils. All over the place here. And way out in the field over there, I have, besides the dandelions growing all over the place, I do have them out there. It's all over the place. Very nice. This here's my date tree, and so far I don't see nothing. I do see thorns, but it's not doing anything yet. And over there's my seedling pawpaw. This is my antique pear tree. It's been here since I was a kid, and I'm sure longer than that. So I produced a few pears on it that I've seen. I've thinned out all the dead stuff that I could, and we're gonna see if we can get a pear off of it. I'm told they're really good. Yes, I was wanting to trim off those two, but I wanted to just leave as much green as possible and see what happens. And I mowed and dropped all the grass around the bottom to try to fertilize it a little bit naturally, I guess we'll say, and also add some moisture to the ground during the summertime. And my antique apple tree, I wanted to whack off all this here and just keep this section and thin that out. The reason why is you can see how rotted it is. I don't even know why it's still up. And that post isn't holding anything. Every time we stick something underneath it to get it to hold the tree up, the wind blows and shakes it up and down, and it pops off its brick. That's what I was going to try to eliminate. You can see it's full of woodpecker holes all up and down this whole thing. These woodpeckers around here will kill trees, so I guess I have to hunt woodpeckers before they damage my new trees. As you can see, I've got some mowing to do. That's a filbert tree there. It's a had a good filbert in it and it rotted out, so those are a bunch of suckers, but they have beautiful long nuts on it. There's a cherry tree that just a seedling, and blackberries that are just grown all through the fence and slowly trying to kill them. Camera battery died on me. Anyway, those over there are all the blackberries I've been trying to get rid of. Need to pull them out of the fence, take them out of that seedling cherry. It actually needs to go too, but I'm going to leave it as a tree. And right close here, the renter at one time whacked out the tree that was here. You can see the trunk, original trunk down there. This here is a golden chain tree. So this spring, midsummer, very early summer, you'll see golden flowers coming off of it. And over here, yeah, it's just another shade tree. Don't remember the name of it, but we'll see if it does anything. And over here I planted the fig tree. Supposedly you can't kill them, so I'm going to see what happens with it. My lawn, I wasn't successful on the moss killer. I guess I have to use a lawn spreader, I guess. And over here, the wind's doing it. My holly tree. These little ladybugs are what they used to be golf balls. I painted them red and gave them little eyes. And there's my rose bush I trimmed back. It's usually pretty. We'll see what happens. Can't forget the dandelions. Aren't they beautiful? And I have more peonies coming up. Another rose bush. Rhododendron. And the pot over there looks like I have a dandelion and snapdragons. Over here I have more daffodils. And I transplanted them. They weren't doing too good evidently. They didn't bloom, but I do have one set that bloomed back there. And these here rhododendrons were just one rhododendron. And I split them up. Yeah, the barrel blue there. You can see all the grass. Our flowers are popping up all over the place, but they're not going to bloom, or maybe they'll bloom later. I don't know if those are bluebells or what. But all these bushes came from this one bush here. This is so scraggly. There used to be a fence that came through here. In fact, one of the branches leaned up against that tree and actually rooted itself there. Aren't those dandelions beautiful? Yeah. Come up and dig up as many as you'd like. Lilacs. I'm not sure what color these are, if these are the light purple or what color they are. I like the deep purple, and only have one bush of deep purple ones. And this here is a black locust, I do believe. It'll never grow into a tree because it keeps freezing out, but it stays bushy like this, and more suckers come up, and it has purple flowers that look kind of like a snapdragon. And then right here we have a purple plum tree. I don't know the name of it, but delicious plums. You can see by the looks of the petals, they're pretty much done blooming, or the rain's pretty much beat them up. And that's a pump house that Dad actually gets his water from off this property. Those are big green leaves and everything. They will bloom just before fall. There will be no foliage, and out pops out of the ground a purple flower. And if I can look at my other pictures, maybe I'll show you what they look like. Cute little daisies. They're gonna have to stay small because I'm mowing them over. There's itty bitty. And just to show you what my grass looks like, besides a few weeds in it, it's nice fine grass. It's not like Texas where they have that what I consider crabgrass. And this rotted and fell over with the wind. But this is my dark purple lilac. I was going to whack this out, till around it, and see if I get starts, because it doesn't produce starts out of the ground as well as other ones do. I figured if I tilled it, the roots would come out and start popping up shoots. And then those two are, I do believe, a purple smoke bush, including that one right back there. These are our form of cactus here in Washington. They call them Canadian thistle. And then this bloom here is a weed. Let's see, I don't remember what they call that. Stinging nettle, that's what it is. These little white flowers, and you'll notice these here are the seed pods. As it blooms, it makes these. When they dry out, you touch this plant and they explode, and you have seeds like that all over the place. It's a weed, and we didn't have that around here until Mount St. Helens blew. This is my Gravenstein apple. This is the first tree I planted, I do believe, along with the cherry. You can see it's just starting to sprout out, and there's a chance it might bloom, but I don't expect anything off of this for 2 or 3 years. This dead looking tree, like I said, it is spring, but this is a hawthorn, and it's a bunch of them because the birds planted them. They used to be up the front of the house, but those trees rotted out. Anyway, when this thing blooms, it's a beautiful pink. Pink and white, but beautiful pink. And let me show you the neighbor's tree. They have a big one. It's a white one, and it's not as pretty. These are all just scrub brush that are in the fence line, which is fine with me. Let's see, it's way over there is the one that's white. And when it blooms, I'll show you that one too. It's nice having this scrub brush. Some are wild apples that are growing in here, some are just brush. It's kind of nice to have that in along the fence because it does give you privacy. This here is showing you more of the daffodils out here that are in back of this. Well, it's now a lawn, but it was a field. This is where we raised our cows at one time. We used to have all this fenced off, fenced around Dad's rental house at the time. And where Dad's garden is and some of those trees, that was all fenced in for the cattle back here. And before all those evergreen trees that Dad planted back there, that was all grass field where we usually ran 2 to 3 head of cattle out here. The grasses around here, and in Texas they had crabgrass. I just pulled up a board. This is crabgrass. It grows right close to the surface, or it usually stays under, and it's the stuff that'll grow the fastest. It's fine for out in the field, I guess, but you can be mowing your lawn a lot because it outdoes normal grass. And as you can see, it's all through here. It's all the tall stuff that you see growing right now. You can see my normal lawn, how short it is, and then the spots of crabgrass. So you're mowing your lawn because of crabgrass or because the dandelions